Previously on Dear Emily.
Yes, thank you. First, there is such a thing as a nice guy, a godly man. Oftentimes, we ask people when they are looking for someone, what is your definition of a good man? I always say this. We've heard a lot of young ladies often say, well, I'm waiting on my Boaz. I'm waiting on my Boaz. But I asked them, you waiting on your Boaz, but are you Ruth material?
Cause my love came crashing down. I don't know if it ever will get back up again. I need someone to talk to. I'll say what I'm going through. Tired of complications.
Hey, it's your girl Emily, and welcome to Dear Emily. Today's episode, we have an amazing guest with us. Her name is Latoya Wilson. And you know what? I'm not going to do justice to her introduction, so I will allow her to do that. But know that today we're going to be talking about maintenance in a relationship, okay? We'll go more into that, but I want to make something clear here. So we're going to talk to Miss Latoya about maintenance in a relationship, and then we have a letter to read from one of Dear Emily's fan, and who wants to know about his relationship tonight. So we will be asking Latoya to contribute to the conversation that we'll be having tonight. In the meantime, let me just have her introduce herself. Miss Latoya, you're welcome.
Thank you. Hello, Dear Emily fans. I am Latoya Wilson. Most of you know me, or should know me rather, as LR Wilson on all social media platforms. I am the owner of LR Wilson Consulting LLC, where I do coaching, life coaching, as well as a plethora of other things to offer to everyone. And I am excited and elated to be Miss Emily's guest today.
Oh my gosh, I'm even more excited. Like, you wear so many hats. Like, it's amazing. And thank you for saying yes.
Yeah.
I was like, what if she says no?
No, I got you.
Well, thank you so much. And our topic for today is maintenance in a relationship. And you said you're a life coach.
Yes.
So how long have you been a life coach, and what do you specialize in? What's your niche?
So I've been a life coach for a long time. People have been coming to me for a long time. I just monetized it in 2020 during the pandemic, because I was getting like a lot of requests for like people needing help. And most of them were women over the age of 40 who had lost themselves in their relationships, their situationships, their employment, all these different things. And so I was like, you know what? Let me just start a whole new business now, because I could be getting paid for this advice, And then as a life coach, I don't really give advice. I give them tools and resources to make their own decision, because I want to make it very clear, I'm not a therapist. I'm not a licensed psychologist, psychiatrist, none of that. But I have life experience. And so that's what I offer them. And because of that, I expanded from being a life coach to a confidence coach. So I teach confidence, both men and women. So I've had them all. I do a credit coach, like anything you can add the word coach to at the end. You do it all. It's pretty much what I do, but I really love the foundation of my business is goals. So goal attainment and goal setting, because everything you do, there's a goal attached to it. People just don't realize that. So that's the goal is to get in a relationship. Well, what are we gonna do about it?
Yeah.
Well, one, you might want to get out of the last one, So that might help, But just going ahead and laying everything out, and being open and honest with them about what it is I have to offer, and the work that they're going to put into their own coaching.
Yeah.
Like I'm just a vessel for you, but you have to do the work, because you have to live with all of this after we're done coaching.
Yeah.
So a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything. You're
Yes.
Superwoman, right?
I think so. Yeah.
She's so humble about it.
Yes, very much so.
But that's so true though, because a lot of times people can mix up confused therapists with coaches.
Absolutely.
And one of the things that I tell people is like, just see us as an accountability partner.
Yes.
But you're paying.
Yes, exactly. I'm your girl. I got you. I'm going to ride with you.
Make your payment.
For a payment. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And not only that, I'm going to give you your money's worth and more.
Exactly.
Because you're going to walk away with all these skills and resources and things to continue on the journey. Yeah. I've even had people come back like 2-3 times because now they got something new. You know, I'm like, okay, girl, I got you. But they also wouldn't have come back hadn't they been successful on the other side for the other things. So as coaches, you and I know that people come back for a reason, you know, and there are some that won't come back because either they're not ready or they just feel like I got everything I need. And that's okay too. Yeah. Refer your friend. Yeah. Okay?
You can't take it personal.
No.
Everyone is on their own journey.
No, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay, and that's a segue into our conversation for today, maintenance and relationship.
Yes.
When you hear that, like as a coach and with all the hats that you wear, what comes to mind? Like what are some things that pops up for you?
When we talk about maintenance in a relationship, what automatically pops up to me is taking care of yourself. Because the relationship with yourself is the key one. Because if you're not all together, none of this other stuff is going to be together. I don't care how you try. I don't care all the effort you put into it. If you're broken, you cannot fix somebody else. And you cannot fix that relationship. So you have to dig deep. You got to get some ugly truths about everything. And some of it is ugly. So if it's ugly, just put it out there. Because if you're trying to change yourself in order to make this relationship work, that's the maintenance that's required. And then before you go into this whole couple, you know, couple fixing thing, you have to also understand that you play a vital role in that relationship. So I always tell people, you can't pour from an empty cup. And I'll say, because if you're pouring from an empty cup, you're giving them nothing.
Yeah.
And you're gaining nothing. So maintenance is very important for mind, body, and soul. You know, because if you're emotionally depleted, physically depleted, or even just depleted, like there's nothing you can give, you know, and people will drain you, especially as coaches, as you know. Like we take on so much of other people's stuff, so you have to do that maintenance and self-care for you as a coach as well, so you can shed all that off in order to move forward with the next person or the next person. So releasing that is also another maintenance thing. Releasing all the negativity in order to move. You know, it's heavy.
Yeah. Something that you said that really stood out, and I hope like our viewers are going to be listening, is you can't fix, if you're broken, how are you going to fix somebody else?
Right.
And a lot of people do that. And I want to like just narrow it down to even women, to generically say a lot of women do that. Like, we know we're broken, right?
Some of us.
Some of us are broken. Some of us
don't know.
Okay. Some of us don't know, and some of us know that we're broken, but we want to fix other people because it helps us in a way.
Yes.
You know, have you had like clients like come to you and you just know like, okay, you got to fix you.
Yes.
And take care of you. And stop trying to fix that relationship. Stop trying to fix everything else around you and fix you.
Yes. And then that's hard for people to hear too, especially as women. That's really hard for us to hear because we take on so many roles. And we try to do, I was one of the ones that tried to do everything for everybody. Make sure everybody was okay. And I wasn't okay. And so that's literally how my business started. Because I was like losing my own, I had lost my own identity and who I was showing up as, because I was so busy making sure everybody else had what they needed and constantly going in the background. As women, when you're in relationships, you have children, all those things, we began to put them first, most of us. Like we start putting, you know, your man first or your girl first or your children first. And then so you're constantly going into the background until you like disappear and everybody else is winning. Everybody else is getting everything they need and you're just there now because you put everything on the back burner. So that in itself broke me. I knew I was broken. Nobody else knew I was broken. Because I had the mask, the facade. Everything's okay. One thing my therapist told me, yes, I have a therapist and I love therapy. I just want to put that out there. I'm a proponent for therapy. Yes. My therapist told me that you are so optimistic that it is crippling you. She's like, you're a bright spirit, you're very optimistic, you're very caring, everything for everyone. And she said the house could be burning down and you would be standing out there with a pail of water saying, everything's okay, everybody, I got it, and putting water on it, and it's literally gone. But you be out there saying, oh, we're going to rebuild in the morning. I was like, dang, you don't know me.
Telling me about myself.
You do not know me, girl. But she was right, because I never dealt with, I don't like negative energy, so I don't deal with negative energy. So I will pile on a whole lot of positive. And then once you dig all up under that, it's like, oh, girl, you need some help. So, yes, it's craziness.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to do your own stuff. You got to do your own work before you can try to help somebody else.
Yeah.
And it was a good thing that I did, you know, because now I'm just an open book, so I'm about to tell y'all all my business.
On Dear Emily.
On Dear Emily. This is it. This is time. No.
Man, that is so true though. Like there's so many people who are operating from an empty cup. And if your cup is not full, how are you even going to try to fill someone like else's cup? Right. And I think about mothers, you know, and wives and partners and all those things. And you're trying to be everything for everyone. Yes. And you can't even stop to just breathe and take care of yourself. Self-care. Yes. Some people don't know what that is. Right. Like what it means to just like reset, like just take a break, don't text, don't email. Life is gonna go on, okay, with or without you. And that's really hard for some men. That's really hard for some women. So in that case, like with people who are just like, Latoya, I hear you, but I don't know what the heck to do, like where to start, how to go about it. What would you say to them?
Depending on what the situation is, most times I tell them to, just like you said, get off social media for one. Because it irritates my whole soul when I see all your business on social media. And when I say all your business, it's more like, well, I was gonna go get a hamburger today, and I didn't have the money to do that, so I just won't eat. Girl, stop. Like, to me, like, I literally hate that, and I've had to tell women that I'm coaching, go take that down right now. Like, take that down, because what you're doing is you're fueling gossip, for one. And the people that are asking you, hey, what's wrong? They don't really want to know what's wrong. They want to know your business, because if they did, it wouldn't be in the comments. It would be in a personal message outside of the comments. Yeah. And I've literally said, take that down, get off of social media, sit down, take some time to journal. Write down your stuff. Like, I don't care what it is, write it all down. When you put things in your own handwriting, it becomes personal then. Because just like our fingerprints and all this other stuff that's ours, even twins, they still have different fingerprints. Yeah. You know, so when you write it down and journal those things, that gives you a sense of responsibility to do something about it. People don't want to do that. You know, and it's like, if you're not ready to see what it is you wrote down, the things that you're doing, you're not ready. Because you can tell me anything. I'm going to coach you on whatever you bring to me. Now, you mess up and bring the wrong stuff if you want to. That's what you're being coached on. But they have to be able to let go of social media, journal. They call it journaling, writing it down, what have you. A release has to happen. Yeah. You know, and a lot of people are on social media. First of all, let me tell people out there, listen. Social media is for what you want people to see. You ain't put nothing on there that you don't want people to see. So these fake lives that's out on social media, stop watching these people. Like, first of all, you don't even know what they did to get to where they are. You're not gonna see the backstory. You're not gonna see that they didn't pay the rent or whatever because they needed to pay something else to move up the ladder or something like. You're not gonna see all of that. Yeah. So people need to understand that social media is social media, and people put on there what they want you to see. Yeah. You know, so those are the two main things that I say is get off social media and journal. Like, because once you do that, you start releasing those things. And also cut people off. I tell them that all the time. Cut people off, friends, family, I'm sorry. Like, cut them off, because if they're toxic, they're playing into your toxicity. And you just spilling it everywhere. You know, you're not gonna be able to be healed and complete if you're still doing the same thing. You're going to therapy 10, 20 years and you still in the same place, that's a problem. Either the therapist not getting you where you need to be, which a good therapist should be telling you what to do anyway. They should only be providing resources. And then two, you either not listening and you still want to do what you want to do. Y'all can save that money and give it to one of us coaches, because we can get that done for you.
Yeah, exactly. Right. But it's so true, like the social media aspect. I know I'm the coach who, I don't know about you, Latoya, but I don't like social media. But I go on there because I know that it's a part of business. Right. And that's the way you attract your clients. Yes. But there's just so much. And a lot of people literally live their lives on social media. There was a post. I have a couple of associates on social media, because they're not your friends, who was like, it's complicated. I'm single. Now I'm in a relationship. I'm engaged and I'm married. And it's just like, make up your mind. Like, what is going on? Like, just pick one. But a lot of people look at these and you have like hashtags, like relationship goals, and you don't even know what these people are going through.
That part.
In their relationship. Like, there was a girl who used to post and she was as fine as wine. Okay. But one day this girl posted that she's being abused. But every time she would post, it's she and her man, like, oh, he's treating you right and doing everything he's supposed to do. 6 months later, you have a black eye. And now you're asking for money to get help, to get out of that relationship. And it's just like, stop believing what you see on social, because it's a social platform for people to network, to engage and all those things, but don't put your personal like business on there. And a lot of people seek validations from everyone who likes their statuses.
Absolutely. And that irritates me as well. I'm gonna just tell you that right now, because I'm like, you don't even know these people.
No.
So why would the words that they're saying to you, how could that validate you? Because they don't even know you and you don't know them. They know what you put out there, because that's what they go by. But you have they're not invested in you. So I don't understand how you feel like they should validate who you are.
Yeah.
So, and that comes with confidence. I also do confidence coaching.
And she's available.
But it's like, that's something that is like, they don't know you and you don't know them. So why does it matter what they say? The likes and all this and loves and all that. And I tell people all the time, I show up, I do conferences, all this thing. I don't care if 500 people signed up. If 5 people in the audience, I'm gonna act like 500 there, because those are the 5 that were meant to be there. Yeah. So numbers and all this stuff, that does not matter to me, except when I'm charging. Now that's different. But things like, when people are obsessed with numbers, the likes and the loves and how many times you share this, how many times you share that, it probably is amazing. I'm just not one of those people. And then when they message me on Instagram and they're like, come on my platform, you can pay $35 for me to post this, blah, blah, blah. And I said, why would I pay you? You reached out to me. So that means you already watching me. So why would I pay you for my stuff to be on your platform? Yeah. They thought I was crazy, but I'm like, why? But people do pay for that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I paid for that one.
And you heard it here first, everybody on Dear Emily.
You're here.
We out here doing confessions.
And I got off, everyone who followed me was not even real.
We should have had this interview before. It's serious.
I need coaching.
Like they're bots. You know what I mean? Like they're bots. And it's like, no, I'm not paying you you reached out to me. Why would I pay you? But people go by that. Yeah. So, and then they do the whole verified thing. You don't know me. Yeah. You can verify a whole lot of people. That doesn't mean that you know what I do. Yeah. Or who I am or how I do it. You know? So yeah. People live by social media. Let me tell you.
Yeah. some people think it's a form of self-care for them to just look and laugh and all those things, and to each his own.
Yeah.
You know?
And even with self-care, people get self-care twisted with, like, you got to spend money.
Yeah.
So to get your nails done, get your toes done, go to the spa. Then, yes, those are forms of self-care, but true self-care is making sure that you're all right mentally, emotionally. Physically, if you do the whole exercise thing, like that might help. But you're releasing toxins at the time. Yes, you can pamper yourself. Lord knows I don't have nothing against pampering yourself. But true self-care comes internally.
Yeah.
Because you can have this outer shell all put together, like you talked about the girl who was all together with her man and everything, then showed up with a black eye. Like, that's something totally different,
Yeah.
And so self-care comes in a lot of forms, but the best self-care is from internal, is internally.
Yeah.
And it'll show up on the outside.
And it will show up on the outside. Yeah. we are on the outside what we put in.
Yes.
And a lot of times people don't realize that. Like, whatever junk or whatever thing that's good that you put in you is what comes out of you.
Right.
And you can only fake for so long.
Oh, I don't really like fake.
Yeah, you can. Like, you can only fake it for so long. And as coaches, I have people reaching out like, I'm tired. Like, otherwise there'll be no need for Dear Emily. Because, like, why would you need to send a letter, like, anonymously?
Right.
If you were living your truth.
Right.
But you're not living your truth fully. So you're sending a letter behind the screen so that someone can read and to be able to find a solution to whatever it is that you're going through. And people are really living fake lives.
Yeah. And then, it even takes courage for them to even send it anonymously.
Yeah.
So they're ready. They just don't want anybody else to know they're ready. So, and that took a lot for them to even do that anonymously, like I said, because they've reached down in there and they want some help. Maybe not all the help, just a little bit of advice.
Yes.
To get, push them forward or not, just to hear, I'm not going crazy, or this is something that I should or shouldn't be doing. And who are we to say, like, we're not the judge and jury. At the end of the day, do you, boo? But I'm just like, you wrote in to Dear Emily. Yeah. So she's here.
Okay, so before we take a break and then we go into the Dear Emily, the letter piece, with self-maintenance in relationship, what would you say to someone who has completely lost themselves? Like, completely, like, don't even know where to start, how to start, who to talk to, because they don't have anyone in their corner. What would you say?
Well, first and foremost, you're going to contact me. You're going to contact me. That's the first step.
Exactly.
And then everything that we do is confidential.
Yeah.
So I start out with mirror work, and that mirror work helps so many people because it gets them out of the facade. What mirror work is, you go in, you literally look in a mirror and write down what it is you see in that moment. It could be sad, it could be happy, it could be a mask, it could be all of that. Whatever you write down, that's when we go a little deeper. Why do you see this? Tomorrow will you look like this? Like, they answer a lot of questions, and I have a whole workbook and everything. And people, and it starts out real light. Real light, and they be, that's so nice and fluffy. Then it gets deep, and people's like, I had to take a break because I wasn't ready for that. I was like, I told you when I started with you that this would happen. Take a break, breathe through it, because we're about to help you. Like, I can't help you if you don't want to help you. So I start with the mirror work second. First, you got to calm me. The mirror work second, and then we get into the deep and dirty. And I let them know it's going to be ugly. So are you ready? Some people say, all of them will say they're ready. And then when it's time, they're like, I had to take a break from that because too many things start coming up. I was like, that's a good thing. That means that you're almost there because you even acknowledge that things are coming up. And once they do that, once we get past the little hump, you know, and also put deadlines for everything that they come up with.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, so what day feels good for you to have this done? So it's all the accountability is on them at that time, which helps a lot. So that's how we get it started and keep it moving.
Yeah. Okay. I hope our viewers are listening and learning from the wonderful Latoya Wilson, because I'm here and I just can't, I can't get enough of all of this.
Yeah.
So, but we will be right back to the second part where we get into the letters. At least one letter, we're going to get into it today to talk about it with Miss Wilson.
Yes.
In the meantime, today's episode is Maintenance in Relationship with the wonderful Latoya Wilson. We will be right back after the break. Welcome back to Dear Emili. Today's conversation, we are with the wonderful, the amazing Miss Latoya Wilson. We're talking about maintenance in a relationship. We just got done talking about what that even means and what that looks like, and she has just been amazing. Okay. Normally on this show, we say send us a donation to Dear Emili. The number would be posted. If you are just so interested and so intrigued by this show, you can send a donation or you can send us stars. Every star counts. That's what I always say. But in the meantime, we're going to get right into today's episode. But this other half, we're talking about a letter that someone wrote to Dear Emili, explaining their life situation. And Miss Latoya here is going to help me dissect this letter so that we can figure out a solution to whomever it is that wrote that letter that's going to be watching. Are you ready, Miss Latoya?
I'm ready.
You sure?
I'm ready.
You ready, huh?
When you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready.
Okay, now. All right. I had to snap on that. All right. Okay, so Miss Latoya, the letter is, so this person wrote me, it's a man who wrote me, a husband for that matter, said his wife is very ambitious and he loves his wife, loved the drive that she has, but she has forgotten that she's a wife. She's forgotten that she's a wife, and she's forgotten that she's a mother.
Oh.
She's a mother. She stays at work late, doesn't really come home, doesn't call, doesn't communicate, and there's always tension in the home. And now he has been talking to her about it. I'm assuming the conversation is, okay, we got to figure something out.
Right.
Where's the balance? This man even shared that he's no longer intimate with his wife, and he cannot remember when he and his wife had sex.
I'm sorry.
So now he is wondering, what do I do? Because there's another woman who's creeping in. She's coming in the picture. She's showing him the attention that he needs, that he feels like he deserves, because he supports his wife, but she's no longer seeing him. She's seeing the business and going after her ambitions, which he's really proud of and he loves, but now he doesn't know what to do. So, Miss Latoya, from what I just said, what should this person do? What are your thoughts?
Well, first and foremost, I want to give him props for even writing in and saying this, because men usually don't do the whole, this is emotion. Most men don't do the emotion thing, and so it's something that we got to figure out as women. And for him to even write in, that's props for, number one, to write into Dear Emili, you wrote to the right place. Second of all, call me, because I'm about to give you some gems right now. Third of all is, of course, somebody else creeping in and giving him the attention that he's lacking at home, because things have gone the other way, and it's usually us supporting the man to be ambitious. So this the role reversal thing right here. This good. This real good. This is a role reversal, and I would never ever advocate for somebody to leave their relationship unless it's abusive. At that point, I got to draw the line somewhere. But in this regard, yes, somebody else is giving you attention. Same thing happened for me. Everything was lacking on this side, so somebody else slid in. You know how you got, So somebody else slid in, was giving me the attention I needed. I'm funny. I've been funny, but he don't see I'm funny. I've been funny. Like, I'm smart. I'm, ambitious as well. Also, the conversation never happened where I'm saying, you need to see me. He's not being seen by the woman that he loves. That's a big problem. And if you're not seen in a relationship, like you said, you disappear. First and foremost, they need to go on a date. Whatever you did to get her in the beginning, you need to keep that same energy going through. So you need to take your wife on a date. Show her what she's missing. The other person, they slid in, you know why? Because they saw what was missing. This is like that work boo right here. This is like the work boo. Like, they waiting on, he didn't get you nothing for Valentine's Day? That's a shame. They saw it right in. He needs somebody to talk to right now. She's not available. So he got somebody else's ear, as well as the kids. Now, when the kids come in, then that's a whole nother layer of dynamic. Children will remember everything. I don't care if it happened 15 years ago and they 16, they remember from a year old, because the energy in the room is so tough. Like you said, it's very, like, you can cut the tension with a knife in that house. The children feel that. So we need to make sure the babies are okay. Kids are resilient, so they'll get over it and they'll bounce back. But for him and his wife, he needs to take her out on a date. I don't care what's going on at the job. If she wants this number one, does she even still want the marriage? Because that's another dynamic. Because from what I know from the letter, it appears that she's married now to her ambition. That can be taken away at any moment. So 1, you need to take her on a date. 2, you need to explain to her what's missing. I know you said you already did that, but you need to do it in a separate setting, in a different setting. It's just like when you and your man go to the hotel. It's a whole different sex life then when you're at the hotel from when you're at home. You know what I mean? Like, it's something different, something new, something exciting, even though it's, you know what I mean? But for him, he has to be able to get her attention. To be able to really pour out to her what he's feeling and how this is affecting their relationship, their marriage, even raising their kids. That's number 3. So you gotta make sure he takes her out on a date. Talk about it. Get into an intimate setting. After that point, if she's not listening, then you got some decisions to make. Do you want to go the rest of your life living like this? I tell people all the time, find your happy. Sometimes that means somebody won't be going along with you. If you're doing things that don't resonate with your soul and makes you happy, see my tattoo? Serenity. I got this tattoo and it's called Serenity because I needed to see this every single time I got in a situation or in a mindset where I did not feel like I was important enough or I wasn't enough. So you are enough. You just have to understand it, and some people won't see that, and it's okay that they don't see it. Oh, girl, see it. But you need to make sure that you are doing your due diligence by putting things out there with your wife first. Whatever you did to get her, you need to start over and do it again. She might not be able to make that separation between, her ambition and the marriage and raising the children. But that's her decision to make. If you're doing everything you need to do in order to get back to a place of wholeness in your marriage, that's all you can do. But do it first. Like, don't just bail out because, a girl slid in because that's what she's supposed to do. I'm just saying. Don't give her everything that you want to give your wife either. Because now you're taking away from what it is you want to give to her to get back to a place of wholeness in the marriage. That's a decision the two of them have to make about if they're going to go on. But go do whatever it is you did to get her. And then keep that going. Have that conversation. If she listens, great. If she doesn't, you got decisions to make.
Yeah. In the midst of that, have some good sex, like seriously.
I mean, facts.
Yeah.
That'll help.
Yep.
That'll help. You know?
You never know.
Be happy.
Exactly.
Have fun. You know, do what you need to do. Because that empty cup is pouring now.
Yeah.
You know, and there's nothing else he can give outside of making sure that he's okay. And sometimes people are not going to be happy with you being okay. So be it.
Yeah.
You know, but you have so much more to give because you have your kids.
Yeah.
You know, and when the kids are affected, then we got a problem.
Yeah.
You know, and it feels like, from what I, understand from the letter, that they are being affected.
Yeah.
So you have to do something about it. And she's so enmeshed into, her job and her career and everything that you lose sight of that. Money can go away at any point in time. That career can go away any point in time.
Yeah.
So you have to be able to have people that you can fall back on.
Mm-hmm.
And if this is your life partner, love, everything, you'll make some sacrifices with your career and your ambition in order to keep that marriage going. Mm-hmm. It's just about what is it you'll sacrifice and how much. If you're willing to do it, great. If not, then, like I said, they have a different conversation to have.
Yeah. One of the things that I've noticed that married couples, when they start struggling, is I wonder if this conversation took place before the marriage. Like,
girl, no, they was having good sex then. No. None of that was happening in life because they didn't know they were going to get to this point.
Right. But I mean, like, in the sense of, that this woman is ambitious. Mm-hmm. Like, you knew the drive. Like, or did you know?
Right. Like, this could have happened. She could have woke up one day, like, you know what? I'm going to open a whole business.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's like, okay, baby, I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. And then it just went downhill from there because he didn't know how ambitious she was. Because a lot of people say they're going to do something and they never follow through.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this seems to be the opposite.
The opposite, where she is like over the top. Mm-hmm. I mean, doing everything. And there was a part of that letter that really broke my heart because he said that our kids don't even know their mom anymore. Yep. And I'm a crybaby. So I was like, yep. I can't imagine that. And I try to put myself in that position. Mm-hmm. Like, what if that was my husband? Right. Like sending dear Emily a letter saying that, like, and your kids don't even know you. Right. Like, they don't even, because you used to put them to bed. Like, we used to do all these things. Mm-hmm. But all of a sudden now you're married and you're parenting your career. Yes. Because that's exactly what it seems like. Absolutely. That is happening in their household. Mm-hmm. So how do you navigate that? Or as a parent on the other side, as a man for that matter, because most of the time it's women in this position and they're complaining, my husband works too much in this. And then now the man is like, my wife, I don't even know who my wife is. My kids don't even know that. How do you have that conversation? How do you navigate that with your children? That mom is doing what she's always wanted to do, but mom is still a good mom, and mom is going to come around because you don't want to paint a bad picture. Right. And I don't think that's what he wants to do either. Right. So how do you navigate that?
I think, for one, they need to get a schedule. So I know it's crazy. I feel it. It should come naturally. But in this case, she's consumed with her career. So she has to find time to schedule her children. When I was going to school, I was going to school full-time, working full-time, and working a part-time job. Well, I still found time to show up at my boys' football games, show up at their wrestling matches, show up at basketball. I would leave class early. I'd be like, I need to be in the stands by halftime. Because I already know he's going to look up in the stands and they're going to be looking for me. So that's what they remember. They remember I was there even though I was tired. But I did what was necessary to help them understand that I'm still there for them. You have to make time for your kids because that's what they will remember. They're going to remember she wasn't there. Yeah. So for her to backtrack, get a schedule together. On this day and this day, you'll show up to drop them off to daycare, school, or whatever. Adjust your schedule where you can be the one dropping them off in the morning. So you spend that time with them, do breakfast or whatever. Show up to school to events. Block that out on your calendar. She has to literally schedule that in order for it to be productive. Because it appears she goes by a schedule because of her. You're not just showing up at work for anything. like things are scheduled for you to show up for that. Work that into your schedule. Girl, work your man into your schedule. Work your kids into your schedule. What's important to people, they make time for it.
Right.
I know that's a little harsh, but it's true. You know, what's important to people, they make time for it. Somebody that want to work out every day and go to the gym, they will make time for that. I ain't that person, but somebody is. Somebody is. Like when it's time for me to make money, guess what? It's on the schedule.
Yeah. Yeah.
So people make time for things that they want to do.
Yeah.
Again, there needs to be a conversation in a different setting, not at home, because you know you're going to get loud. Things going to go out of proportion. You need to be in a place where you can be calm, collective, and have that conversation. If that's what's going to help her, schedule it. Yeah. Do something. Like, you have to be able to have the conversation, though. Yeah. And you can't be scared to have a conversation. It has to just flow.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And maybe that conversation, like if they have had it, let's assume that they've had it a couple of times and nothing is changing, bring somebody else and like get a third party involved.
A third party.
Involved. if there's no one you trust, like talk to a therapist. Go to marriage and family therapy, like counseling. Or talk to a coach, the relationship coaches, and try to figure something out. Because sometimes it doesn't work with our spouses.
Right.
Like, especially if there's tension.
Right.
Like, there's already tension. No one wants to listen, and then you start bringing up the past, even though you're trying to focus in the moment. So at the end of the day, everything just go down south. So if it doesn't help, if that doesn't work, like get extra help. Like get somebody involved that you trust. If you don't trust anyone, then pay someone.
Yeah, and it has to
intervene.
be somebody that's neutral.
That's neutral, exactly.
It has to be somebody neutral. I ain't gonna let it be somebody neutral. Let it be somebody neutral. And when I say neutral, that means they don't know either one of you. Yeah. So I'm just gonna say go outside your church.
Yeah.
Because that's somebody that knows you or, you know, your spouse. They might not know the intimate details that go on in your house, but they know you or what you perceive to be. You know, that's somebody that shouldn't be in the conversation. Yeah. It needs to be somebody neutral who knows nothing and coming in with a clean slate to give you information, resources to help you. Yeah. And you also have to want it. Yeah. So me going in, if we were a couple, me going in and say, oh, I love Miss Emili to death, and you know, I really want this to work. And you sitting over there like, well, I thought this was over with. I didn't know it was over. You didn't tell me this. Yeah. That's how those conversations start, when somebody else is there that don't know you. Because you're not going to want to tell your business to the person that know you, because you've been putting on this facade the whole time. So it has to be somebody neutral. Yeah. Yeah. And it might not be a pastor, okay? I'm just going, all the Christians out there. And it's and I love it. But just know, they know you already. Yeah. And that's not going, I shouldn't say it's not going to help. It's not advised. Yeah. Because you need somebody neutral that doesn't know either of you in order to help you make conscious, healthy decisions about life. Yeah. Yeah.
This is good. I mean, and I'm sure like this is just one man, but I can't imagine like some of the brothers that's going to be watching this after like, that's my wife. Like,
y'all calling me? No, I'm just kidding.
Like, I cannot imagine like the conversations that's going on or that will be going on in people's homes, because the truth is sometimes we lose sight of our priorities. Right. And you just need a reminder. And I hope like this episode will be a reminder. And I hope the person who wrote this letter will watch this and hear what you had to say, because those are so important. And sometimes you just need that spark. Like you just need that spark again for things to maybe fall into place. And go with an open mind. Okay?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Go with an open
and
mind.
Also no expectations. Go in with no expectations, because oftentimes when we go in with expectations, then we're let down. Yeah. So you have to go in with no expectation. Of course you love her. Of course you want to be with her. You want everything to work out. But guess what? What if she say, no, I'm good? It's going to hurt like hell. I'm going to tell you that now. It's going to hurt. But you have to be able to be there for yourself and your kid in the aftermath of it all. Yeah. So go in with no expectations, or open mind, and see where the cards fall. Yeah. You know, and you'll know. Yeah.
We need to have you back on here for more like Dear Emily letters, because there's about 100 plus
I got time.
of them.
You know.
Okay. And she's open for coaching, y'all. So feel free to reach out. Okay. We're going to wrap up the letter.
Yeah.
But before we close out this episode, I want you to share a little bit about your business and the services that you offer, and how people can connect with you if they want coaching, confidence coaching, life coaching, relationship coaching. If you do weight loss coaching, I could sign up also for, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I can coach you to it.
Like all the coaching. But tell the viewers and the people that's going to be watching, like, what do you do? Like the services, and how can people get in touch with you?
Absolutely. So I do life coaching on the personal side, personal individual side, and it's LR Wilson Consulting LLC, www.lrwilson.net. My number is 612-314-3401. You can also email me at the number 7wilsonlr@gmail.com. The coaching that I do is confidence coaching, life coaching, relationship coaching. I even do financial coaching. I do in life. Whatever it is in life you need, I got you. And my foundation is goal setting and attainment. So everything we do is attached to a goal. I don't care what it is. And that's the foundational piece. And we get you to that goal, to meet that goal. In addition, on the business side, I do diversity, equity, and inclusion training for corporations, time management, mediation services, you name it, I do it, I got you. And it's fulfilling, because a lot of times on the business side, those are individuals who need coaching, to get to a certain goal. So I do a little bit of everything. I do anger management classes as well. I'm a certified anger management specialist. So, I'm out here. Call me. I got you. Email me. Email Dear Emily. She can contact me. So if you need life coaching, whatever it is, I got you. I'm an open book. You see I'm fun, so I'm going to make it fun. But you're going to do some work.
No, you are fun. I honestly.
Thank you.
Yeah, this has been really good. And all of this will be posted as the episode is going. We'll post all your information for people to be able to reach you and all of that. And we're going to have a conversation after the show, because I might need to contact you myself. Okay. Every coach needs a coach. Hey. And I tell people that all the time.
Me too. Yeah. I have accountability coach.
Yeah. Every coach needs a coach. It's been so good having you on here, Latoya. Thank you so much for honoring the invitation, for being on Dear Emily. We're going to call this episode a day, because we've learned a lot. And especially the person who wrote that letter, I hope they have been listening. And even if you're in that position, I hope you're learning as well. Thank you. Thank you for being on. All right, everyone. Thank you for watching today's episode, Maintenance and Relationships / Dear Emily letter. And it's been fun. As you know, Latoya is fun, okay? She is the coach that you want to contact if you are in whatever situationship, relationship, goal setting, everything. She's amazing, and I'm glad to be in touch with her. In the meantime, if you've enjoyed this episode, or you just enjoyed Dear Emily in general, feel free to donate. The number will be on the screen once the show, this is done. The number will be on the screen, and you can send us stars. Every star counts. Once this is posted on Facebook, you can send us stars. We really appreciate it. Thank you all for watching. Leave a comment, okay, on YouTube. We want to thank you all for being with us today, not tonight, today. We'll see you next time on Dear Emily. Thank you for watching.